Hi and welcome to my class. I'm Chef Roger. I'm about to teach you how we make a tomato fondue. What is a tomato fondue? It's a thick tomato sauce, I will say. We use it for different kind of preparation. For example, you want to make a sauce choron, which is a béarnaise sauce in which you add some tomato fondue into it. That becomes your sauce choron. Let's say you want to make a filling for your ravioli and you want to use tomato. Well, you could make that tomato fondue, mix it with some ricotta cheese, for example, and fill your ravioli with it. It could also just simply be sprayed on some crust in it. And you could put some little black olive on top of it. Me, I'm actually going to use it to fill up some vol au vent. If you're not sure what vol au vent are, look on my channel. I have a recipe for it. Vol au vent are a little pastry that you can use for many different kind of preparation. So to make that, I'm going to use some olive oil here, some diced onions, a clove of crushed garlic, one bay leaf, some thyme, and some tomato. All the proportion will be in the description of the video. So first I'm going to put my lid on here. At one point, when everything will be cooking, I will cover it with a parchment paper lid. What is a parchment paper lid? I'm going to show you right now how we do that. You take a piece of parchment paper. This one is large, so I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to cut that in half. And then I'm going to take half of it. And watch carefully how I'm doing that. I'm going to fold it this way. Then I'm going to fold it again. It's like making a little airplane, something like that. Okay. Now, if you look carefully here, that side is closed and that side is closed here. Here it's open. Okay. You want to take that closed side here and fold it on the other closed side, this way. And you're folding it again. And again. Then you will take the sauté pan or saucepan you need to use it with to measure it. To measure it, you put it here and the tip needs to reach the center of your pan. Then you will cut it right here. I'm going to use that knife here. I'm going to cut it this way. As you open it, it forms a lid. Now, as my tomato fondue cooked, I want a little bit of the moisture to evaporate. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut, using a pair of scissors, I'm going to cut the tip off here, so I have a little hole into that lid. See? Now you just created a hole here. We use those parchment lid a lot in cooking. You know, they're very useful. We don't have to worry about having the actual lid that's going to finger the pan. So that's quick to make. You discard it after. Sometimes it can be reused depending. So here it is. We keep that aside. I'm going to take my sauté pan. This is actually what we call a sautoir. Sautoir. I have a straight edge here instead of a sauté pan, which will have those sides that are more on an incline. Here you can sauté things. Here, you can swirl things into it if needed. Okay, so I put that on. I'm going to let it warm up a little bit. Then I will add my olive oil to it. Huh? Then I will add the olive oil to it. My onions. I will sweat the onions. Sweating means that when I'm cooking them, I don't want to develop any color into them. I want to keep them white. No color at all. That's sweating. Sauteing will be you want to develop color. But here that's not the case. After they sweat it nicely, I know that when they sweat it nicely is when they start to look translucent. I will add my chopped tomato here to it. Put my bay leaf and thyme. Make sure everything is mixed well together. Season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. Put the parchment lid and wait till the tomatoes are dry. It's very important. This is what we want, is to get a dry consistency tomato at the end. Okay, so I'm putting my oil and my onions. Do that. I'm going to let that cook on a low heat to make sure I do not develop any color. So it's going to take, I would say, a good minute for those shallots to sweat. So when the shallots are well sweated, you will add your tomato fondue to it. Your clove of garlic, thyme and bay leaf. And you're going to stir everything well together. At that point, I will add my parchment paper to it, like that. One thing very important, if you're doing that on a gas burner, make sure that the parchment paper does not come on the edge of your pan, or it will get into fire. You don't want that, of course. Now, we'll bring that to a boil. We want to start seeing those tomatoes boiling lightly, and then you lower it very slow to let it cook gently. See now, my mixture is starting to boil. I'm going to lower the heat and let it cook. If you let it cook too fast, on a too high heat, it might burn on you. It's going to take a good 10 minutes for those to be done. You know it's done when you eat it, when you try it, and it's like melting into your mouth. This is the desired result that we want. So I'm going to test that tomato fondue to see if it's cooked or not yet. It is cooked. But one thing I realized I forgot to do is to season it. So I'm going to season it now. When it's cooked, I remove the parchment paper. It's still a little tiny watery. So I'm removing the parchment paper. I'm going to let it cook another 30 seconds to remove that excess of water that I still have here. A little pepper. And a little salt. You see that consistency? Huh? Beautiful. This is how you make a tomato fondue. In that tomato fondue, I put some bay leaf and thyme. But if you want to put some sage, rosemary, up to you. You know, you can change that around. It's really depending what kind of flavor you want into it. I'm going to put those back here as a little decoration. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that quick demo on how to make a tomato fondue. See you next class. Bye-bye.